Hello folks, I'm Kev and welcome to the weirdest video I've ever had to make. It has been a really mad 12 hours or so. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, you need to do three things. Let's say three things. Number one, you need to go back and watch the video that I released yesterday. It's called Who to Manage, and in that video I basically presented my arguments about why my two choices for my team to manage in Football Manager 2018 were Alfreton Town and Nuneaton Town, and I asked you guys to vote on who I should manage, and I cheekily asked the clubs why I should manage them, not really expecting anything in return. The second thing you need to do is head over to my Twitter at lollujo to see just how nutso that's gone over the last 12 hours or so. And then the third thing you want to do is listen to the rest of this video while I tell you the story of what has been the weirdest, most surreal 24 hours of my life. Now, my goal when I made the video yesterday, my absolute end game, best possible outcome was I wanted to get one of the clubs to tweet at me and say, yes, please come and manage us. As you can see, almost immediately after releasing the video, Nuneaton Town did exactly that, tweeting at me from their official club account, it's got to be the Borough Gaffer. Okay, we have a winner. That was quick and easy. I'm going to go manage Nuneaton Town. Problem solved. Half an hour later, Alfreton Town weigh in. Sorry we're late. We know you should be leading the Reds, Kevin. Okay. They've both got back to me now. This is weird, but really cool. What a fun evening this has been. I'll go off to bed now. And then it took a weird turn. Guy Branston, former Peterborough United captain, former footballer, followed me on Twitter. And I saw that come up and thought, that's a bit weird. I know who Guy Branston is and he follows me. Weird. And then it got even weirder because Nuneaton Town on their official Twitter page posted a video.
Sorry, you've just caught me there. I'm reading an issue of the Borough magazine.
Take note of the Borough magazine. It becomes relevant later on in the story.
It's from our home game against Southport. Did you see about Southport earlier? Just appointed a new manager, former Premier League striker Kevin Davies taking the job. Hang on, there's some news coming through now. This is managerial news off the Richter scale. YouTube sensation with 3 million subscribers Kevin Chapman is set to take the job at Nuneaton Town on Football Manager 2018. Sources close to the club and Chairman Lee Thorne suggest a deal can be agreed in principle within the next 48 hours. Chapman, who's out of work, is looking for a new venture and is keen on a local club to where he lives so he can stay in touch with his family. I'm hearing it's over to you, Kevin. Good night.
I've watched that video 30 times now and it still makes me smile. It's still mad. I still like the fact they reckon I've got 3 million subscribers. Keep thinking that. If that's the reason we're playing this game, just keep thinking it. Don't ever check. But that was mad. Again, Nuneaton have gone out in the lead here. There's no topping this. Off the back of that video, Guy Branston, remember him from earlier on, he's the former Posh captain who now follows me on Twitter apparently. He's offered to be my assistant manager. So if I go to manage Nuneaton, I have an assistant manager, ex-pro Guy Branston. It gets better. Remember how I mentioned there's no coming back from Alfreton at this point? Well, then they did this. They posted an article about me on their official club website. And I'm going to read it to you because it makes me happy. If you don't want to hear me read it, pause, read it yourself, fast forward. But I want to read it because it's brilliant. Headline, Reds boss backs Kevin Chapman for Football Manager role. I still can't believe this was posted on their actual website. Reds manager John McDermott has backed YouTube star Kevin Chapman to become the next Alfreton manager on Football Manager 2018. Kev has over 3 million views on YouTube, and the story began with a video posted on his Twitter account outlining his dilemma over two possible clubs he's chosen to manage on the Football Manager 2018 game. Kev's website can be found here. Thank you for linking to my website. I always forget to tell people I have a website. I have a website. It's lollujo.fm. You can find a link to it on the Alfreton Town Football Club website. Chapman has reached a pivotal point in his career in which he needs to decide which non-league club to begin his managerial journey. With Kev opting to choose two clubs close to where he lives, Chapman is currently torn between Nuneaton and the Reds. However, with Nuneaton already claiming they have a deal wrapped up for Kev, Alfreton can confirm after talks with the Football Association that no approach has been made for Kevin Chapman's services. With Chapman's decision yet to be made, despite tweets stating he's chosen to hashtag back the borough, Alfreton manager John McDermott believed Kev was the perfect fit for the Reds' hot seat. And I really want to believe this is an actual quote. Let's just all live in a world where this is a genuine quote from John McDermott. Kev has shown excellent knowledge of the routes to get to Alfreton. He knows exactly where he needs to go to avoid the tractors, and despite it taking 8 minutes longer to get to the Impact Arena, he'd be managing a side which plays its football on one of the best surfaces in non-league football, I do stress to add. These people have actually watched the video and noted the little details that I've put in there. It is brilliant. Such amazing attention to detail. There would be no boroughs in the Alfreton name, which I know Kev has had problems with sides with borough in it. Managing the Reds with the likes of Craig Disley, Craig Westcott and Bradley Wood within the team would be a side with quality and experience. I think Kev would be a fantastic fit for the Reds on Football Manager 2018. I've watched his video, I can tell from the details above, and I will be happy to give some advice on tactics, style or any other tips he requires. I hope he'll make the correct decision as he starts his journey. So, if I go to Nuneaton, I've got Guy Branston as my assistant manager. If I go to Alfreton, I've got John McDermott, who's going to give me, basically be my mentor. But while this was going on, almost simultaneously, as I'm reading this on the Alfreton website after they tweeted it, I got an email from the chairman of Nuneaton Town saying, Kev, you want to keep an eye on your Twitter? There's something on there I think you'll like. And I've only got an email from one of my all-time heroes, Posh legend. He scored over 100 goals for Peterborough United and he is a superstar. Craig McHale-Smith, who hasn't tweeted for 2 years, comes out of Twitter retirement to say lollujo and Nuneaton Town are a perfect match. Top manager and up-and-coming club, only great things can happen. Hashtag FM18 manager. Nuneaton have gone out of their way to contact one of my heroes and get him to tweet me telling me to manage them. And then it got even more mad because a couple of minutes later, McHale-Smith's back in touch again, saying if the striking coach position isn't filled, he'll help out. So now I've got a management team at Nuneaton of Guy Branston as my assistant manager and Craig McHale-Smith coaching the strikers, which is nuts and brilliant and so exciting. But then Nuneaton went another level. Remember I said make a note of the fact they have this really cool art design on their matchday programme, because at 1:14 AM, bearing in mind they didn't even know I existed, presumably, at like 8 PM. So in the middle of the night on a Tuesday night, they've got on the phone to their cover artist and got him to draw me in the style of their programme covers, and then tweeted it to Football Manager saying it should be a limited edition FM18 special cover. It's just brilliant. Expect that to be my new Twitter profile picture very, very soon. But Alfreton weren't to be beaten. They weren't done yet. If Nuneaton are going to start bringing former players out of the woodwork to try and get me to go with them, then Alfreton are going to do the same thing. Craig Westcott, if you follow lower league football, you'll know who he is. He's now tweeting at me, Alfreton is a perfect fit for you. Thank you, Craig. Apparently, footballers called Craig are absolute social media legends and like Football Manager. But then Nuneaton come back again, this time with another ex-Posh captain and current captain of Nuneaton, Kelvin Langmead. He's now tweeting at me and at Posh and at Nuneaton. As an ex-Posh captain and current captain of Nuneaton, I'm delighted with the prospect of working with lollujo. Hashtag exciting times. That's the understatement of the century, Kelvin. I've never been so excited. And that is where we leave the story for now. But I can tell you this story is far from over. Episode 1 of Non-League to Legend is going to be an epic. Oh, I'm so excited about some of the ideas that I'm throwing around behind the scenes. Episode 1 is going to be out on Monday the 13th of November, 4 PM here on this channel. You need to make sure you subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on it. Quite apart from anything else, that's how you're going to find out who I end up managing. And little bit of behind the scenes information. In addition to these 2 clubs, 2 other clubs have emailed me just asking if they can get involved and join in the fun. So there's 4 clubs involved in this, and I might name names once I iron out a few details of all of them. But it is Absolutely mad. This is why lower league football is just the greatest thing in the world, because you don't get this in the Premier League, you don't get this in the Football League, you get this down in non-league, switched on social media guys, clubs who are amazingly good sports, and it's just been loads of fun. And if nothing else ever comes from this, Craig McHale-Smith now follows me on Twitter, so I officially won at life. If you've enjoyed this video, please make sure you give it a nice big thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel to make sure you don't miss out on finding out where I end up and seeing episode 1 of Non-League to Legend in November, because I promise you it is going to be a good one. And this is just a tiny little scratch on the surface of some of the awesome stuff that I've got in store for that first episode. It's going to be incredible. Thank you very much for watching, and thank you very much to Nuneaton Town, Alfreton Town, Craig McHale-Smith, Guy Branston, Craig Westcar, Kelvin Langmead, and everybody else who has got involved to make this just a mad experience that YouTube just reached new heights for me. This is so cool. Thank you, everybody.